I think the same thing. Listen, I think we can go on and on about different vacation policies, but we are 4 minutes past. I think it'll be a good time to get started. I'll just do a few housekeeping things for sure, just so everyone's on the same page. And I guess the first thing I'll mention is that this is recorded. So if you are coming late, don't you worry. You'll get the recording. It's automatically sent 15 minutes after the webinar is done. And then also we upload it to our website and on the YouTube channel. So you always have access to this at any time.
But David, if they're not here right now, they will not hear that part. So
good point. But for the people that are coming in, for people watching the
I'm just
recording,
kidding.
I feel like I have to mention it. I don't know.
Sure.
It's just like a muscle memory thing. So welcome for those of you who are here already. This is our office hours, a bit of a different format. Traditionally, we like to take some time to go through a recently released feature to kind of guide you through it and take your questions. But we thought we'd kind of turn this on our head and give you the opportunity to ask anything. I think anything at this point. I haven't been told that they're not allowed to ask anything to our co-founders here, Lav and Slobodan, who are CEO and CTO respectively. Or I guess I know you don't like using the term CEO, so I can go with CFO for Lav as well. But they are the co-founders. They're the ones who started this business. What you can do is you'll see there's a section called Q&A, so you can type in there, and I'm going to be the moderator. I'm going to stop talking at a certain point and hopefully have them do all the talking. And I'll just be smiling in the background. So if you think of any questions whatsoever, feel free to drop it in there. You also have at the bottom, there's like a little emoji reaction, so you can react if ever you want to. That's another way to interact with us. But yeah, so I thought to get things started, because not many people do know this. I know I've heard this story countless times, but it still warms my heart to this day. I thought Lav maybe can share just a few, maybe like 5 minutes tops of how Vacation Tracker came about, and we'll take it from there. And then I'll make sure to monitor questions. And yeah, let's kick this off, I think.
Sure. I know the story quite well because I tell it every time somebody new joins the team. I have a presentation where I tell the story, so it's one I've told many times. But I'll start at the beginning. Slobodan and I actually co-founded another company first. It was called Cloud Horizon. It was an agency that was building software for other companies, and we were working on a lot of products during that time with other companies, and we always had this kind of itch to build our own product. But the company, the Cloud Horizon, was just growing so nicely that we just were never able to take the time to do it. And at one point, about 7 or 8 years into the journey of Cloud Horizon, we finally got an opportunity to actually put some developers to work on a few product ideas. And we had chosen 2 ideas to start with, vacation tracking and time tracking. And the reason we chose those 2 were because we had this pain point inside of our company. So we were using an Excel file, and it was quite a messy Excel file, and it was kind of cumbersome to deal with. And and it was starting to create problems for us because as we grew beyond 15 people, the Excel file became a real pain in the butt. And the other problem was time tracking because there was tools, but they were very expensive, and like they just didn't do everything that we needed to do. And we had problems with people like tracking their time. But so we decided to start working on those 2 product ideas. And basically, like the first one that kind of started getting some traction was Vacation Tracker. And the reason the Vacation Tracker started getting some traction first is because we had done a little bit of prep work beforehand, meaning we had set up a 1-page website where we had a form on which it said, we have a beta version of this product available. Sign up here if you wanna participate in this beta. We didn't actually have anything. We just put that up there. And so we had about maybe 40 or 50 email addresses collected over about 6 or 7 months. And the trigger point was actually a customer that's with us till this day. I don't want to say who it is, but they basically emailed us and said, hey, are you guys going to launch this product? I signed up to your wait list, 5 months ago, and I'm still waiting for you guys to launch the product or to get emailed about joining the beta. When are you guys going to release this? And so I went to Slobodan and I said, this guy went through a lot of trouble to find us, he found out that Vacation Tracker was built by Cloud Horizon. He found out that I was the CEO. He went and found my email address, and then he emailed me to ask me are you guys going to release this product? And so I went to Slobodan and I said, this guy really wants this product. Maybe we should consider building this as one of our 2 products. And that was actually the trigger for why we decided Vacation Tracker along with Time Tracker. I actually initially thought that time tracking was going to be the better direction for us to go with because we felt that pain more acutely. But then we started building those two products. Vacation Tracker was the first one that was ready. And we started letting in some of these people that were on our wait list. And it was very basic initially. All we had was request a leave, approve a leave, and we had the notifications inside Slack, because at the beginning it was only for Slack. So we started off with that. And besides the standard kind of user management stuff and all that stuff that you need in order to have a product, those were the three really core features. And we released it to these 30 or 40 people that were on our wait list. And about 20 of them signed up and started using the product. And immediately we started getting feedback. Things like, I'd like to be able to synchronize my data from Vacation Tracker into my Google Calendar. I'd like to be able to export my data. I need more leave types, not just vacation tracking. I need sick days. I need remote working. I need other stuff, because initially we only had vacations. And so we started listening to customers and started building out like all this stuff that they were telling us to do. And at the beginning, we gave everybody 6 months free, because the deal was that we'll give you the product for 6 months, but we expect you guys to give us some feedback on how to improve the product. And so for about 6 months, we were gathering feedback and building out some of the features that people are asking us. And roughly, I think it was, when was it, Slobodan, August or September of 2018?
I think it was August.
Yeah, I think it was August
End of
also.
August, something like that.
Yeah, late August, the first customer converted. And I remember he's still with us to this day as well. I don't want to say the name, but it makes me happy when I see that he's still there. And from there, we've just basically been following the same recipe book, meaning we listen to our customers and we try to prioritize based on the number of requests that we're getting for any particular feature. And we're now getting close to 3,000 customers across 60 countries, 50 countries. I don't remember exactly, like between 50 and 60. So it's really like a global product, and we're building out features pretty much the same way as we were in the beginning. And part of the reason why we wanted to do this call is, or rather this webinar, is because we knew that August might be a little bit of a slower month. So we didn't want to put something really important that we want to present to our customers, like some important new feature that we're releasing. We thought it might be fun to just kind of talk a little bit about the product, and also just gather feedback. You guys could ask us any questions, but at the same time, if you guys have any features or ideas or things that you would want us to build into Vacation Tracker, we'd love to hear about it. So in a nutshell, I hope that was 5 minutes, but in a nutshell, that's the story.
I would say it's pretty close to 5 minutes. Also, I don't know if this is probably not a good business idea, but I feel like that person who reached out to you like 15 different ways should almost be like a lifetime customer, like for free, because they are part of the reason why the business is here and part of the history. But obviously, giving stuff for free never
That's
good business idea.
Yeah, maybe we can do that. Like we can talk about it after. But yeah, that's a good idea actually. Yeah, we should give him that.
So we actually have a few questions. I want to thank you, Alicia, for being the first person to not be shy and ask questions. Again, the whole point of this webinar is to have you guys guide the conversation and ask anything, or even just make suggestions or just comments, because it's not very often you get these two in a room together on a webinar with all these customers or with all these people. So for sure, don't be shy. So I'm going to go through these. I think it's more of like some ideas for features or like wish lists, and you can let me know what you guys think, or if there's problems, or if maybe this is already implemented and like I don't even know about it. So the first one would be to have a better reporting system that would combine leave requests and leave balance into one. I don't know if that's something that can be done now with the new reports. I know we did a pretty big update recently, but
not really, because of the way we are displaying the data, and some of these things are kind of different. So I always, when I see someone asking something specific for reports, I always ask for more details. I did that yesterday for some customer that filled in a feedback. So Alicia, maybe you can reach out to me, or even better, I'll reach out to you like either later today or tomorrow morning, because I need more details on this. It makes sense to have more information in these reports, but I just need to understand like the way to present the data, because we need to make these reports like reusable and useful for most of the customers, and organizations are so different. We have like small organizations, large companies. We have like different types of companies. We even have like many churches using our product. So it's it's definitely a good idea to improve these things, but I'll reach out to you related to reports, because like I definitely need to understand what would be the best way to present that information.
That makes sense. Anything you want to add, Lav, or should we move on?
Slobodan is more the product person on this on this team, so like I'll
I
let him.
just want to give you the opportunity to talk as well, just in case.
It's okay. I'll answer some of the other questions, but more like the product related questions. Like I think it's
Sure.
Slobodan is the master of this.
So here's another one: the ability to edit accrual rates. And she gave an example here where they've had some employees take a temporary summer schedule, so they work 80% of 40-hour work week, and it'll be convenient to just adjust the accrual rate to 80%. So I had to create a new location to accommodate this change. Again, I don't know if there's a way to do that already inside the product, or if that's something maybe that'd be worthwhile to add to the roadmap.
No, this is definitely useful, and we discussed that at some point. It's like the initial idea was to because you can create working hour schedules now and things like this. We should be able to reflect that to working hours and to accruals. But like again, I'll take all the notes and reach out directly, because like there are some specific questions. In some cases, we are not able to, like, even if you change the working hours, we can't just decide to change someone's quota. So we need additional settings for these things. But yeah, it's like, I think the easiest way to do this would be like to actually set these summer schedules and things like this in the product, and then that updates the quotas automatically. But like prorating is also an option. We have the ability to prorate quotas anyway, so maybe we just need to expose it to this specific part.
Makes sense. I'll let you know, Slobodan, that we get a copy of all the questions in the chat, so you don't have to worry about writing these down afterwards. I can send it to you both after the webinar.
Perfect. Thank you very much. Do we have like people that ask the question, so I can reach out after the call?
Yeah. We'll show who the person is, assuming they put in their name. I did make it optional.
Yeah, of course.
So they feel comfortable. But yeah, if you'll have all the information.
Perfect.
Another kind of, I guess, request, because this I'm pretty confident we don't have, is the ability to make an account, or I guess a user inactive for like a past date or a future date without having to submit a ticket or go through, I guess, support to make those changes.
So for the future date, it's actually we have that feature.
Okay.
There's an end date feature somewhere in the account settings. So when you go to specific user, you can change their start date, but you can also set their end date, and will basically automatically make them inactive at that moment. I'm not sure if that works for the past, but basically, like, it should be. It's not that hard. We can do that if it doesn't work. It makes sense to have something like that. So yeah.
And then the last question.
Yes, thank you very much.
Yeah, the last question from Alicia, unless she decides to ask more, which is always welcome here. Again, no limits. Is the option for different leave types to be based on a calendar year and or / anniversary year? Because I think right now the leave types have to be one or the other.
Unfortunately, yes, but this is definitely something we have on our roadmap, and I really hope we'll be able to do it soon, because it's something that makes sense and that many people ask for. So yeah, for example, in some cases, you want sick days to be based on the, I don't know, fiscal year, for example, but like your vacation quota based on user year, or in some cases it's the opposite. And in some cases even there are the laws that forces you to track a specific, like to follow either like employee start date or like fiscal year for some specific things. So this is definitely on our roadmap, and it's high and some high point of that roadmap. So this is coming. I can't like promise the exact date, because like there are many other things we're working on right now, but yeah, something we are working on.
I see there's a question I think we jumped over about the overlapping leaves, which is also something we get a lot of requests.
Yeah, but David is going from the
so I went from
beginning.
top to bottom.
Okay.
Yeah, sorry. Chronological or first come, first served.
Yeah. Okay. Sorry. But yeah, anyways, I jumped ahead a little bit then on that one, but I just saw it there and I'm like, yes, this is something that a lot of people are asking for, and it is something we're going to be working on in the short term. where you can take like PTO and I don't know, work remotely, or maybe that's a bad combination, but I don't know, like you will be able
but for example, like you take sick day over, like you're on a business trip or something like that, and then you need to take sick day in the middle of it. We, for example, use a vacation tracker to track like developers that are on call for support for vacation tracker. Basically, we have a specific leave type for that. So sometimes it makes sense to like to basically override that with a sick day, PT, or something. So it's useful even for us.
I think this would also be maybe a good segue to kind of discuss how you guys prioritize features and how, like, what's decided on the roadmap. Like, I know you can't give like concrete answers because it's always
it's like
a little bit like this. A little bit. I'm not saying there's a little bit more science to it, but
for sure. But it's like, oh, sorry, go on.
No, I was just gonna say like that it depends like how loud the users are and how many of them there are. That's generally been the approach from the beginning. Now there's certain things we have to build into the product. Like, for example, at one point in time, we had to build rollovers into the product. There was 1 or 2 people asking for it, but it just like, you have to be able to roll over days from like one year into the other. So we prioritized that because it was a necessary, like we were approaching the end of the year and it was necessary for us to build that. So we put that ahead. But generally we look at how many requests we're getting, and like, you know, how big the customers are and like how useful it is for them. Because if they have like 300 users and they're like, they need a particular feature, then like it drops the utility of the product if they don't have it, right, quite a bit. And so, but generally it's the number of requests and how loud the customer
we talk to many customers. Some of people in this call already know that, but like either our support team, our product team, we always like try to talk to our customers and potential customers and understand the problems, and we prioritize things that are like hard and there are no workarounds for that. And as Lav said, for example, if there's a big company that needs to do something specific manually, like and it takes a lot of time, we'll try to do that faster. But it's tricky because like there are so many requests for some things that are I think we get like many requests every day, so it's not easy to prioritize all of them, of course. But like there are some of the things that are that people request almost like every week or something like that, such as like adding birthdays to daily and weekly notifications and things like these. And that's important. But on the other side, there are like actual things that will help people to like either track leaves in a better way, save time on leave tracking and things like these. So we need to prioritize these things a bit. So yeah, there are many things there, and sometimes it's just a feeling like what thing makes sense more, and sometimes we need to pick something smaller because we are working on 2 big things in parallel. So we need something that will be rolled out faster and things like this.
Sense. I mean, I'm sure you guys would love to be able to release everything at once and have as many developers so you can develop everything, but that's just not how.
It's not just that. You need to test everything. You need to like be able to explain all these things, which we are not good with. We're trying to get better. Like we build some features and we need to spend more time in explaining how to use them. What are the actual problems that they are solving? For example, like the question related to the end date. It's like there for years now and it's not explained well enough. So yeah, probably makes sense to explain these things better. But yeah.
Right. Well, this is also a great segue to the next question, who's been suggesting this apparently for multiple years, but they would like some kind of feature or option when looking at the calendar and daily who's off today. It would be super helpful to them to have the approver manager or see this approval manager in their own department. And they claim this would be especially helpful when looking at the calendar to see your own self as an approver when looking at your team holistically. So maybe some kind of modification to the view there.
So there are a few things there, and we are trying to improve our UX a bit. So maybe at the end of this call, I can show a quick demo of something that is coming soon, maybe this week, maybe early next week. I'm still not 100% sure. But like we're trying to get all this information like directly to users immediately with redesigned dashboard right now for regular users, not yet for administrators and approvers, but we're working on that. But we are also working on a few other things, such as like improved like leave request page, where you'll get all this information immediately, like who's your manager, what's the process, who else is off at the same time, and other things. Because right now it's like it's simple but not really great. So yeah, we're working on these things, and we're trying to make them first faster and with better information, and second, like keep them as simple as possible, because like when you add many things, it gets complicated, of course. But yeah, it completely makes sense. Again, I'll reach out to different people that ask questions to understand a bit better, like the request, because it's not easy to understand all the details from a few sentences. So yeah, thanks for that.
Plus, sometimes you have an idea, and then when you see it in practice, right? Even as a user, like you're like, actually, I changed my mind. This doesn't look good, or like you said, it's too convoluted. There's too much on the screen.
Yeah, it's all the time. It's that all the time, but I can't prioritize these things all the time, because like we need to build features, we need to build like to fix problems and other things. So whenever we have time, we try to improve a few things. And luckily, I think we finally come to a place that we can focus more on that and make it like make the experience better, and to give you all the information as easy as possible, and things like this.
Makes sense. So we already answered the next question. That was about the overlapping leaves. So we'll just jump to the next one, which is, I think we can do this, but maybe I'm wrong, but they want to know if they can use two different accrual types at the same location. And they give an example where they accrue vacation based on the start date, but PTO is accrued annually.
Oh, no, this is it's not really related to accruals. It's more related. It's basically the same question as we had like at the beginning. It's basically like, for example, you earn sick leave based on like your, I don't know, employment start date, but you earn your PTO days based on fiscal year. So that's definitely something we'll do our best to build, but soon. But like it's high on our priority list, but I don't have exact date, because like for us, the busy period is the end of the year and early next year, because like everyone is trying to get reports, to onboard new people and things like this. So we have like influx of many support requests, demos, many other things. So we need to like prepare for that season, and make sure that like our support team is not like that they have enough time to answer all the things and help everyone. So yeah, we need to focus on that, and also build some things that we are working on right now. So we'll see, like this is definitely coming. And another thing, like overlapping leaves is another thing that is coming soon. So yeah.
Awesome. This next question is from Kim. She wants to know if it's possible for the admin to edit a request without having to delete, but to change the leave type of editing.
Oh, leave type. Maybe not leave type at the moment, but like
I know you can edit the request to change
the request.
Yeah, change other things.
Yeah,
change the leave
turn
type.
that on in the policy, right? And then you're able to edit.
No, that's fine. But like we lock the leave type. I'm not sure for which reason. I think that the reason was like that when someone sends you, for example, sick day request, you'll get another approval, but it's like approval for the edit, not really for the actual request when someone edits that. So it was a bit confusing when they change a leave type, but I don't think we have any technical problems with that. So I'll talk to the team. Maybe we can just enable that. It's probably not like a big deal to enable that feature. So Love, you're right. You can allow users to edit their leaves in the past and do things like this from the settings. But like but all administrators can edit leave types. The only thing is that the leave type was locked for some reason. I just need to take a look into the technical reasons and talk to a team. But I think we can unlock that. It's probably safe to do that.
There you go. Look at that. Features already coming out without even having to go through development.
I really hope our team is not watching this, because I'm kidding.
That's great news. All right, this next question. This person wants to know, so their teammate joined midway through an accrual period, so their first accrual was partial, but then on their work anniversary, even though 2 entries were added, the total was still less than the full accrual. Now that they've completed a full cycle, shouldn't their log show the full accrued hours for that period? So very technical. And let me know if you want me to repeat this.
No. But I'm not sure how to explain this without like we have diagrams for this, and I think we need to add these diagrams directly to our help desk. But I'll reach out tomorrow morning with the visual explanation for this, because like yes, technically like from you should close the full circle at the end of your like user year. But the thing is that if you started at the middle of the, for example, you have monthly accruals and you started at the middle of the month, you got like maybe 1 day instead of 2 for that month, but then you'll get like remaining 1 day at the beginning of the next year. So in the first like earning date of the next year. So I'll send the visual explanation because we created them so our team can understand how that works. But yeah, basically like they will have all of their vacation days earned in that like fiscal year. If not, then that's a bug. But I'll send you the details of tomorrow morning because it's a bit late here in Europe. So I'll send tomorrow morning, and then of course, if it's a bug, we'll just fill a bug and fix it as fast as possible.
So maybe if you don't mind saying to the marketing team as well, because I think that'd be good. Even putting on the help desk, I'm sure people have these questions that are more about like
yeah, definitely.
Technical, just so people have access at any time if they're curious.
Yeah, and another thing that we just discussed like this week, I really hope we'll be able to do that soon. But the idea is to embed our help desk directly inside the product. So when you're using Vacation Tracker and you're, for example, on the locations page, you can just click one button and see the help desk article related to that location page. And I think we're close to having that. And yeah, I think that will be helpful. And of course, like we just need to keep adding things to that help desk.
Yeah, that'd be fantastic. We have a bit of a lull, so I'm going to take the time to ask one of my questions just to give more time to people think of things. We'll go a bit more broad, I think, but maybe to the both of you, where do you see this product evolving in the short term? And then where do you see it evolving the long term? What's the vision for Vacation Tracker, at the 1, 2, 5, 10-year mark? As best as you can, obviously, things change, but
I can tell you my vision, but maybe I'll let Love first to talk about
so
if you want. Like,
Slobodan's going to give more of the details, but
yeah.
One of the things that we kind of set out to do at the beginning is to really go super deep on leave tracking. Before we start thinking about things adjacently, a lot of our competitors, they start developing things like clock in, clock out, time tracking, and so forth. It's not to say that we don't want to do some of these things. Maybe not like directly those things. Like we'll integrate with these types of systems at some point down the line. We have an idea that we're going to mention a little bit later, and Slobodan, I think, can explain it a little bit better. But really, we want to be the masters of leave tracking. We want to be the best leave tracking system on the market. And so that means that it has to be super comprehensive. It has to cover like a lot of the scenarios that you guys are pointing out to us today, and we appreciate the feedback. Exactly because we want to be the best at this. And so like I would say like the kind of midterm vision, the 5 years, is to really be like the best at this. And then within 10 years, we want to do things a little bit adjacent. And we do have something we're working on that maybe Slobodan can do a little demo of at the end. And he can also explain it a little bit better than me. But that's the first thing that we're doing that's not necessarily directly related to PTO. It does use the data that we have for PTO, but it gives you a little bit more information about the energy levels of your team. So that's the first thing. There's going to be probably other things we're going to be working on that are adjacent. We don't like to do the obvious stuff. Like we don't want to build time tracking. We don't want to build clock in, clock out, because we could integrate with other systems like Clockify and other clock in, clock out systems and time tracking systems. But we want to do interesting things that maybe other people haven't done. And the thing we're working on right now, which we're gonna let our users start experimenting with within the next month and a half, is something that we don't think anybody else is doing. And Slobodan, maybe this is a good point for you to give your vision and maybe talk a little bit about our energy management feature that we're working on.
I'll show that for sure. But like another thing I want to add to this, like I think we want Vacation Tracker to be a service that gives you all the necessary information just in time and just in place, where you collaborate with your like teammates, coworkers. For example, like you don't want to. So I would be happy, like in 5 years, if you're not visiting our dashboard almost at all. Like if you get all the information from Slack, Teams, other systems, and all the information is just like moved to different parts of the different applications or different like integrations and things like this. So so you can just like work and focus on your work, and we can help you with everything possible to like manage your leaves, but also like manage your team, because leave component is really important for your team. And like we know that one of the biggest like factors why people like quit is like burnout, basically, which is caused by of course many other things, but one of the big component is leave tracking. And then like it's there's a big influence from like tracking, from taking vacations and things like these to like how you perform and things like this. And we want to help you with that, and we want to like as Love said, we want to do leave management as deep as possible, but we want to give you all the automations you need at some point, so you don't like need to think about them. Like all these questions make sense because like these are part of the things that we want to build to allow you to like do everything you need to do and to handle all different scenarios. But I'll definitely like show a few things we're working on that should be released soon, and I'm happy to like talk to anyone after, like related to these things. But maybe David, if you have any other questions, we can go through them, and then at the end I'll show. Or
100%. You guys are very lucky. You're getting a sneak preview at stuff that's still kind of in development. So there's a few more that came in. Again, more feature based, but this person suggested having an option to temporarily lift the accrual cap for a certain period of time. That could maybe be interesting, maybe be useful. Again, I don't think there's an option to do that right now.
No, at the moment, no, unless you basically change a quota for one period or something like that. But it's we need to understand like how would you like to do that, because the big problem we have is like the vacation our vacation tracker is built on basically on all these changes that you made. We log all of them in some kind of audit log, basically, and then we calculate state from these things. So it's not a problem for us to like add a few additional events to track these things. The big problem for us is like how to present that information. So for example, if I come and lift the accrual cap or whatever, like for David, how and if Love visits David's profile,
right?
How do we present that information? How do we tell like who did the change, why, and when, in a nice way that makes sense? So that's a big problem for us right now, because like there are so many data points we want to show, but like if you list all of these in one screen, then it's becoming really messy.
Right, that makes sense. Another question from Alicia, I think a bit more explanation regarding the reporting, but definitely having just more custom reporting as a whole, where they can create reports using the data types already available in other reports and combine them in different ways. She gave a specific example as well. But for sure, I think that's gonna be
we don't have a way to mix the reports at the moment, but what we did in the last improvement is basically like you can change the columns, you can change whatever you want, like the ordering of the columns, you can hide some columns, you can do different filters, and then that will be saved in your browser. So if you come to the same report like next day or next month or something like that, that will be the default view, and you can just download the report. And the idea is, of course, to improve that even further. But yeah, as I said, like we need to understand like the exact problems that we're trying to solve. Not just like sometimes people tell us like, hey, I want this, and that makes sense, but we need to understand the problem that's solving, because then we can talk to other customers and understand like if that thing can solve some of the other problems that they have, and make sure that everything looks nice and works nice in all different things, because it's really hard to build like specific things that just a few teams need that,
Right.
because you need to maintain that, and we're adding many features, and yeah, it can cause bugs and things like this, and yeah, that's something we want to avoid. But basically, yeah, it's we'll definitely talk about reports. I'll reach out, and I just need to understand a bit better, but yeah, we want you to allow you to merge the data at some point and get different reports. But yeah, we just need to understand what's the best way to do that.
You probably noticed that Slobodan is constantly talking about the problems, because this is how we look at it internally. We don't look at it as we're developing this feature. We're like, okay, our customers have a problem, or multiple customers have a particular problem, and we need to figure out the best way to solve this problem. And yes, we label it a feature because that's just how like the lingo, that we use. But really, from our first company, even when we were working with like customers where we were building software for them, we always tried to understand the problem rather than just, hey, like you're asking for this feature, let's build the feature. We're like, and that's why Slobodan likes talking with customers, because he's trying to understand the problems that you guys are having, and then we can build a solution like to your problem, as well as a few other customers that might be having similar problems, but might not be exactly the same as yours. And we try to generalize it and then build that feature in a way that solves the problem for as many people as possible. But that's
definitely. And in the beginning, we were one of the customers for Vacation Tracker, and we still are, because we use Vacation Tracker every day. But the thing is that our leave policies are kind of simple. We don't really need all these like customizations and things like these. So that's why we need to talk to different organizations to understand a bit better like problems that they have, like and not just problems, but basically like what do they want to accomplish, and how Vacation Tracker can help with that. Because sometimes it's like it's easy to show one additional thing to in a screen or something like that, add a column to report, but then on the other side, maybe we can do something else to remove that like pain, or like reduce the time you need to, maybe we can send the report to that place where you need to send them, and things like this. So it's like useful for us to understand like challenges that all of our customers are facing, and basically these problems, or whatever, like their workflows and things like this, because then we understand a bit better like how to shape the system and what to build next.
Makes sense. So then to answer the second part of Alicia's question, which is, I think I know the answer myself, but in general, like she asked how easy for us to, let's say, modify reporting or anything. It's never just like you said, flat out, because there's so many different use cases behind it. It can affect anything. It depends what you're looking for. I know no one likes the answer of it depends, but I think truly
it's like the thing is, we changed the reports, and then a few companies complained like for many days, like because the ordering of the
very loudly
very loudly, because like for example they were used to the old way, and then like we try to understand what's causing the pain right now with the new reporting, because it's helping some other customers. So it's really tricky. Or for example, when we did a big redesign of Vacation Tracker, we created Microsoft Teams integration and redesigned everything. It was nicer and things like this, but then one person was like complaining for a week, basically every day, that the new layout and everything else is more complicated for them and things like this. So we tried to understand how to solve that. And yeah, it's like there are so many customers, even when you change one button, then some people will complain because they're used to the old button, and people sometimes hate changes. For example, like for reporting, we understand like we had some way to do reporting, and then we changed everything before like the end of the quarter. So some people complained. We added back like the old page, so you can fall back to the old page if you just want to do reports quickly. And then like we slowly introduced like new reports over the next month or so, because we understand that at some point you just need to get the information as fast as possible, so you don't want to learn new features and things like this. But yeah, everything is changing all the time.
Just with regards to reporting specifically, we know it's a really important feature because we understand that like vacation tracker is probably one system that's being used, and there might be another system for payroll, another system for HR. And so we understand that reporting is a way to synchronize the data between these systems. We're also planning on building some integrations down the line. Our ADP integration which is the largest payroll provider, is coming soon. Maybe Slobodan can give a more precise date, but I know we're actively working on it and it should be released quite soon. But we're not going to stop there. We're going to integrate with a bunch of other systems as well, HR system, as well as payroll system, as well as products like Jira and Confluence, because to what Slobodan said earlier, we want to be there like at the right time so that you have the information in a just-in-time basis. But for the time being, the best way to do this data synchronization is using the reports. So we're trying to make those reports as valuable as possible. And so any feedback that you guys can give us on how we can make them better and more useful for you is always welcome.
Definitely. And yeah, ADP integration depends on basically the complex flow that ADP has for releasing things on their marketplace, but we are finishing the integration right now. If anyone is using ADP and would like to try the integration, reach out to me, and I need to understand a bit better how some customers are setting the leave types and everything else in balances in ADP to. We're integrating with ADP Workforce now at the moment, and then we might be able to integrate with other ADP products later. But yeah, this one is the most asked for. But yeah, we are working on that, and there will be like I hope we'll have a nice integration in a month or so, because we just need to wait for the process to get the review, to finish all the marketing things after we finish the integration itself. So
Very exciting. Listen, we have no more questions as of now. Obviously, we'll leave the Q&A open if people have questions, but I figured you guys have been teasing it enough times.
Yeah, I can show a few things.
Share some of these things.
Yeah, definitely. I'll do a screen share and hopefully that will work. Okay, so I really hope people can see my screen. So first thing I want to show you is something that will be released basically in the next few days, either tomorrow or early next week. And this is mostly for regular users. So we tried to redesign the dashboard a bit because like the old dashboard was the same for all different types of users. And we feel that we can do it slightly better for different like types of users. So the idea was like to create something that will first work faster and second, like present all the information that. So the idea is like to be able to show different leave types here, and this is a test account where we have like many different like leave types and things like this. So some are really weird, but like yeah, this is the main one here. And then you have like upcoming leaves and pending leaves here in one list where you can edit and like edit these requests. As you can see, like this thing is locked. Maybe we should unlock it, but like you can edit or cancel these upcoming leaves from this list easily. You see upcoming leaves for your team, for your department, basically for today, tomorrow, or the next working day, and the next week. We need to like adjust this a bit, but basically this is similar to your weekly and daily notifications. And then you have some quick stats here, including like your next accrual date if you're using accruals and things like these. Right now I don't have holidays here, but if I import holidays, you'll see like that the next holiday is coming up in like 10 days or whatever. Like, so this is the improved dashboard screen for the users, and we are planning to do the same for approvers and administrators with more data that is relevant, that you can see directly from here without like visiting all these pages here. They're still here, but the idea is like to get a digest of these things here. Another thing that is something we are working on is the energy level, and right now it's a bit hidden behind this avatar, and it's not released to it's behind the feature flag. So we are working on this right now, but it's like we know your leaves, your leave patterns, your accruals, your recent rest, your working hours and work days, your balance and things like this. So we can calculate some kind of a score. And then we can show you the score, like this is showing just for 3 weeks at the moment, but the idea is like to show you 8 weeks progress with in comparison to your department and tell you like, hey, it seems that your score is declining 2 points recently, and then you have some actions you can do and right now this is a test, so you can see that's why we are still working on this. It says like 0 points. Of course, this problem, it shouldn't be 0, of course, but this account has really high number of points. So yeah, but basically we developed a way to give you some kind of suggestions, AI-based suggestions, and to tell you like, hey, if you take these 5 days, there's just one teammate off at that moment, you'll gain additional points. Again, this is a test account, so you have you see like some discrepancy here because like I changed a few things before this account, before this call. But basically, yeah, you can immediately click on one of these things and try to request a date for these specific days and things like these, or change anything you want. And yeah, but
Right.
basically, yeah.
So just to add, like, if you can go back for a second, that form that you guys saw there, that's got also a major improvement for that is coming. We're working on that as well. I don't think it's ready to be teased today, but no.
We need a bit more time to, but yeah, that's something. So leave request form is definitely we'll redo it completely. But the idea here is like we can give you of course, we don't know if this score is correct, so we ask our our users to let us know if they feel like that they have less or more energy, because many other things are affecting energy, not just leave tracking, of course. So the idea is to start with the leave tracking and then maybe add some additional data points that will help you to understand like your energy and things like this. And then maybe approvers and administrators in the future can get some useful information. For example, let's say, okay, you have these 2 departments. This one is like really well rested and they have a high energy and things like these, but this other one has like low energy because of these things. Here are a few things you should either monitor, or a few people you should talk to, and few actions you should take, and things like these. In addition to that, we might be able to give even better information if we get some additional data points. As most of you know, we try to get the least amount of permissions possible for everything we do. But for example, here, of course, if I take like 5 days of PTO, I'll gain some energy, hopefully not 0. But Love mentioned at the beginning of the call that he took like 2-week vacation, and he just came back from that vacation. He got some vacation days, but if I send him messages every day on Teams, Slack, whatever, then he would probably not feel rested enough, and energized enough. So if we can get some statistics from your calendar or Slack or Teams, we might be able to even improve this with additional data and things like this. So we're working on something that will help you to understand better like how leave tracking is affecting your system. We didn't want to call this burnout, because it's not just burnout. You don't want people to start burning out and to act. You want like people to be able to act as fast as possible, so they can be fully present and give like the most they can, and to be happy in the company they work at. So that's the goal, and that's something we're working on. If anyone wants to discuss these things, ask more details and things like this, feel free to reach out to me. It's easy to find my contact. It's basically my first name at vacationtracker.io. So, or you can ask our support and they'll connect us. And yeah, we can discuss all these things. I can share more details. I can show you the how everything works with the real data and things like these. And yeah.
Yes,
and we can give you something to test basically in the next few weeks if you want.
Yeah, and we're looking for people. That's what I wanted to add, is that we're looking for people. We're testing it internally, and we have a few teams that we're testing it with right now. But obviously, the more companies are using this, and the more data we're gathering, the more accurate this algorithm that we're developing is going to be. So If any of you on this call are interested in joining our beta program for this, we'd love to have you. And like Slobodan said, just contact him directly, and we can get you on board.
Yeah, and just an important thing to mention, like we use some AI recommendations and things like these, but these are like not LLMs and things like these. So we don't share your information with LLMs. We basically like use some model that is trying to help us with that. And it's not perfect at the moment. It will be better and better over time. But yeah, it's something we care about the user data and things like this, so don't worry about that. If you need additional permissions or anything like that, we'll ask you explicitly. This is basically based on the things you have inside Vacation Tracker right now, and we are not like sending that data anywhere externally.
Awesome.
So these, yeah, I have I think that's enough for right now. Like to I don't want to demo more things right now, but we're working on more things. As Lav mentioned, like we're trying to redo the leave request page and a few other things. But yeah, the goal is to improve the overall system and to make it like easier to use, basically.
And another thing is we wanna like do more integrations. So the obvious ones are, you know, payroll systems and HR systems. So if there's any particular payroll or HR system you'd like us to integrate with, just let us know. Right now, the plan is ADP and then Bamboo HR, and like the big ones, basically, we're gonna tackle first. But if there's any specific ones or other systems that you want us to integrate, like Jira Confluence, which we're planning on integrating as well, just let us know in the comments, and then we can discuss it.
We do have one question that snuck in a bit late here. Thank you, Roger. Don't worry, you're not too late. We still have a bit of time here. I think we kind of touched upon this briefly, but is there going to be any way to edit the carryover amount on the roadmap? Because in his case, his employees who continue to accrue vacation while on some kind of leave, and then they get to carry over the entire amount instead of just the default number. So is there any plans for that to be included?
So we thought about that, but that's creating many possible complications, but we should have another way to resolve that, because we have like a ways to pause accruals and things like this. So I'll reach out to you, Roger, to understand a bit better how would you like handle that. But like we have a few suggestions and few ideas how to like do that. But yeah, I would like to validate that with you. This is something people asked for. It's not like the most so it's not the feature that is requested the most, but I heard this before, so it's definitely something we should like discuss and try to solve.
Awesome. Well, listen, we'll give maybe another 30 seconds to a minute for anyone who wants to sneak in one last question. We do have a bit of time, but at the end of the day, if we have nothing, we can just save a few minutes and then we can go back to work. I want to thank you both for taking the time to join me and make my job easier, because I just got to smile and nod the whole time. I hope you guys got some insights as the viewers, and obviously as you both. And yeah, looking forward to, I think, the office hours where we debut the energy, like when it's fully complete, or at least close to completion, right? I think that's
it's like the first phase is like almost done. We are working on some background tasks, and we'll start rolling that out to everyone soon, probably like in 2 weeks or something like that. And then I really hope everyone will have access to that in early October.
Okay, that's coming up very quick, so I'll definitely coordinate with Alexander when we want to do some kind of office hours for that. If we want to wait a bit longer so people have time to play around with the new feature, or if we want to try to at the beginning kick off, because I think there's gonna be a lot of questions there. Even myself, as like somewhat of a user, I definitely have questions like, or just curiosity about certain things. So I'll make sure.
Yeah, we just want to get some initial feedback and then improve the algorithm a bit, and then maybe it makes more sense to do a dedicated office hours on that, like after people start playing with that.
Yeah, like I said before, I'll just repeat it because I think it's important. Like, if anybody here is interested in trying this out, you'd be helping us make this algorithm more precise. So please let us know, and then we're happy to reach out and get you on board and get you started by using it right away, and then providing us some feedback on how to make the algorithm more precise.
Sure. And on the other side, if you have any ideas or like whatever, just reach out to either our support or to our product department or to me directly and tell us like what you would like to have. We can't promise that we'll make that fast, because like some other things are like more important for that period, because either it's the end of the year, so some teams really need some feature or something like that, or we need to fix something that is causing a lot of issues to our support team or something like that. But we'll definitely consider that and try to do that like as fast as possible. So yeah, reach out to us and let us know about everything you need, and yeah, we'll try to understand and try to like fit that into our roadmap if it's possible, of course.
Perfect. Well, listen, we have no more questions coming in, so I'm going to close it here. Thank you once again to both of you, and I'll remind everyone that you will have access to this recording in about 15 to 20 minutes. It takes a bit of time for Zoho to, I guess, package it and compress it. And then if ever you want to watch it again, it will be available on our website and on our YouTube pages.
Thanks, David. Thanks to everyone for great questions. And as I mentioned, I'll reach out to everyone like tomorrow, because it's the end of the day for me today. And I'll take a look at the questions one more time and send emails to all the people that have their emails and contact data in our office hours. So yeah, thank you.
Thank you, guys.
All right. Bye, everyone.
Bye.